Making a quick video. I've had this since May of 2018 and it had a lot of views, or at least a lot for me, and I wanted to show a few things. This here's got a bolt because these kept falling out. Notice there's just surface rust that comes off pretty easy. Has been used. The other side I have a linchpin because a bolt will not fit the way they made the tolerances there. You can't get a bolt in there. Overall, this thing has held up really well. I even used this on demoing houses for a couple of years, including concrete, and as you can see, the floor looks awesome still. D-rings, absolutely. 9 in a 16-foot trailer is the way to go, and having that one in the front, 100% like that idea. I did get the HD ramps, and those were a good purchase. They're super heavy, but they've never bent or anything. This little linchpin retainer did break off. I tied it in a knot and it's been there for years. I did have loader bucket snagged this right here. You can see where it bent. We bushed it back. It's been like that for a couple of years. Held up real well. I've had one blowout. It was this back left tire. You can see it kind of mangled the light and license plate holder. My license plate's all mangled, but I ran it like that for a couple of years. Did switch the tires from the crappy 10 plies it came with to these H901 Hercules 14 ply. Amazing tire, worth every penny. Glad I did that. Put these boards on, increased the capacity by quite a bit. This toolbox and step have been really good. I wish the step would have been on the other side like I asked them to, but they didn't do. That was part of the custom issues. Having this not on here all the time, you know, some of the fold down 6-1, have a dozen of the other. This is nice because it does have grease zerks everywhere. The tarp's still in pretty good shape. I did put this 7.5 watt solar panel on it. Works really well in the summer in Kansas here. In the winter, it's not enough to really keep it topped off, so I use the plug-in for the 5 amp. It's dirty. Wrecked my truck, so I haven't had a chance to be able to take this to get it cleaned. I did do this to an Anderson clip here with 1-gauge wire that plugs into the back of my truck so I could run it off the alternator and truck battery. That was very good. A good battery at full capacity at full weight capacity will only lift about 4 to 6 loads before it needs to charge, and it can take a couple days to get fully charged. So days when we were doing those demos where I'd go to the dump 5, 10, 15 times, I'd plug that in. I had these 200 amp breakers, which are really nice. I had one on the truck side, one on the trailer side, and I'd run that and it never had a problem, never hesitated. The paint overall's held up well. A lot of gravel roads, so with that considered, it's pretty good. And the I-beam, got a little fading on the jack there. Coupler's been good, haven't had any issues with it. Spare tire, I did have to use it that one time. The original tires, I had one go bad on me, I think a week after I bought it, and they sent a replacement. This is that. And then 2 years, almost to the day, when I had the blowout. So I made it 2 years with the first ones. This trailer probably only has 8,000 to 10,000 miles on it. A lot of them were short distance though. I live in a small town. I did use it technically commercially, but really it's just a tax write-off for me. Did haul a lot of rock, 5 tons at a time. That's just a little over the legal payload capacity, but I made her work. The bar here, you can see a little rub rail got bent when an engine that was in a mini bucket fell out and dinged it right there. But overall, it's been very good. My complaints are solely with the overall just fit and finish and the stuff from my first video, the stuff most people don't care about. You know, it is a trailer. I will say that I bought it and used it for 4.5 years, or yeah, about 4.5 years, and I have already sold it because my truck is wrecked, so I can't pull it, and it's going to be months before my truck is done. So I've already sold it for more than I paid for it, and I was able to make a lot of money off of it. I can talk about that in another video if anybody's interested to hear more about how I made money with this. But I've been saying I was going to do this video for a long time. This is just a quick glance at it. Show you the back of the doors. So if you have any questions, I try to respond to the comments. All the lights still work, originally from 4.5 years ago, and like I'm in Kansas, we get every temperature possible and sometimes in the same day. As far as repairs, I've had the tire and the battery is on. I'm on my second battery, and then I had this fell off one day. You can see it's a little frayed, but I've still been rocking it for the battery backup, the brake backup. And other than that, there's one thing that I want to show you. About forgot about it. The solenoid, that was another one. I'll remember more stuff as we go, but that solenoid is the third solenoid. The first one lasted about a month. It was just bad out of the box. The second one lasted about a year, year and a half, and this one's lasted almost, well, the rest of that time, 2.5 years or so. You can see I've got zip ties on there because the weld on the front of this broke. I am very glad I got the 12-inch on center and the 7-gauge steel. That was for sure the way to go. And I was always worried about these lines that hung down from the rail. Okay, that's up. I was always worried about those, but they've never been a problem. They're in great shape still, and I've had this thing in fields and pastures and everywhere. You can see there so I wish I would have had it cleaned up, but such is life. Champion hoist, I don't see anything bent, twisted, everything looks good. I am pretty religious about greasing, which I think helps. But this right up here is what broke. See that weld there broke, both sides. So I just zip tied it here and left the grommet in. But that's it. So, great trailer. I'll probably buy another Diamond C. I'll go a little heavier. I'm thinking at least 8K axles, maybe even the 10K singles. I do have a 1-ton dually, so this was easy pulling. But thank you for watching.